Hey everyone, I'm here. In the comments below, we'll have a link to our Patreon where you can support our work directly. Doing that helps us make more content like this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Prologue. It started on a rainy afternoon in the spring of 2019. The kind of rain that doesn't simply fall but seeps into the bones of an old town, making everything smell of damp earth and forgotten history. Kathmandu's Patan neighborhood was known for its labyrinth of alleys, and its houses layered in centuries of history. Some stood proud, with carved wooden windows and strong brick walls, while others sagged under the weight of neglect. It was in one of these homes, an ancestral property belonging to the Sharma family, that a long-forgotten chest was unearthed. The house had been abandoned since the 1980s, left to gather dust and silence after the last resident, an elderly woman named Geeta, had passed away. When her great-nephew Rajesh decided to renovate the crumbling estate, he didn't expect to find anything unusual. At most, perhaps some heirlooms, a broken mirror, or termite-eaten furniture. But as the workers tore down a partition wall in the attic, they discovered a small wooden chest wedged deep inside a cavity. The chest was locked, but the wood had rotted enough that Rajesh could pry it open. Inside, amid yellowing documents, old coins, and photographs curled at the edges, was a single letter. The envelope was thick, sealed with a hardened blob of red wax. Its paper was faded, browned by time, yet unbroken and untouched. Across the front, in elegant handwriting, were the words, "To be opened by the rightful heir of the Sharma bloodline." Dated 1920. The room fell silent. Even the workers, usually quick with jokes and chatter, grew uneasy. There was something about the envelope; its presence felt heavier than its weight. Rajesh, with trembling fingers, picked it up. And so the mystery began. Chapter 1. The Unease. At first, it was dismissed as just an old family relic. Perhaps a will, or a note of inheritance, or even a forgotten piece of correspondence. But what unsettled Rajesh was that the envelope bore his family's name and specifically addressed the rightful heir. His mind turned over questions. Who had written it? Why had it been hidden? And why had it remained unopened for nearly a century? That night, Rajesh took the letter home. He placed it on his desk and stared at it, the candlelight flickering across its surface. Something about it made him hesitate. He could have torn it open easily, but he didn't. Instead, he placed it in a drawer, telling himself he would show it to his uncle, the eldest living member of the Sharma family. But that night, he dreamt of voices, whispers, and an unfamiliar tongue, soft and urgent. He saw flashes of old brick streets, lanterns swaying in the wind, and a man with piercing eyes sealing an envelope. He woke up drenched in sweat. The letter still lay untouched in the drawer. Chapter 2. The family's shadow. The following day, Rajesh carried the letter to his uncle Hari Prasad Sharma, a retired professor of history. Hari had spent his life studying Nepal's past. He had an impressive library of old manuscripts and had even translated forgotten records. When Rajesh presented the letter, Hari's hands trembled. "This handwriting," he whispered, running his fingers over the faded ink. "I've seen it before." "Whose is it?" Rajesh asked eagerly. Hari did not answer immediately. Instead, he fetched an old journal from his shelf, its leather cracked with age. He flipped through until he found a page. The handwriting matched exactly. "This belonged to your great-great-grandfather, Pandit Vishnu Sharma," Hari explained, "a man of learning and secrets." The journal contained cryptic entries, half-written mantras, odd diagrams, and references to people long dead. One entry caught Rajesh's eye. "The truth must be sealed. Only the heir will know." 1920. Rajesh's heart pounded. The date matched the letter. "What truth?" he asked. But Hari only shook his head. "Some things, my boy, are better left untouched." Chapter 3. The Resistance. Despite Hari's warning, Rajesh grew obsessed with the letter. Every night he stared at it, tempted to break the seal, but each time he tried, something stopped him. Once the wax seemed too hard, as if fused with the paper. Another time the paper felt brittle, threatening to crumble. And then there was the strangest incident. As he slid a blade under the flap, the candle beside him suddenly extinguished, plunging the room into darkness. He laughed it off, but unease gnawed at him. That night, the whispers returned in his dreams. Louder this time, clearer. "Don't open. Not yet. Blood will answer blood." He woke with his heart racing, the words echoing in his ears. Chapter 4. The research. Determined to uncover the truth without opening the envelope, Rajesh began digging. He visited the archives at the National Library, combed through brittle newspapers from 1920, and searched through his family's records. What he found was disturbing. In 1920, a scandal had shaken the Sharma family. A disappearance. A young woman named Kamala Vishnu, Sharma's only daughter, had vanished without a trace. Some said she had run away with a lover. Others whispered she had been cursed, but one newspaper clipping mentioned a strange detail. Authorities found an empty room in the Sharma household, its walls covered in writings. The only clue was a letter, sealed in wax, never delivered. Rajesh's blood ran cold. Could it be the same letter? Chapter 5. The presence. From that night onward, the atmosphere in Rajesh's home changed. Doors creaked open on their own. Shadows shifted where none should be. The letter, though untouched, seemed to move ever so slightly on his desk. One night he woke to find it lying on his chest, though he had locked it away in the drawer. Terrified, he called his uncle. Uncle Hari came the next morning, grave-faced. "You must not keep it here," he said. "Bring it to the old house." Together they returned to the ancestral home. Hari placed the letter on the same attic floor where it had been found and lit incense. "This house remembers," he muttered. "Sometimes, walls hold more than bricks." Rajesh felt a chill run through him. The incense smoke curled strangely, forming shapes that almost resembled writing in the air. Chapter 6. Breaking point. Days turned into weeks. Rajesh's obsession deepened. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep without hearing the whispers. Finally, one stormy night, he snapped. "I don't care anymore," he muttered. "I have to know." He brought the letter to the desk, lit a lamp, and with shaking hands, he broke the wax. The room grew unnaturally cold. The lamp flickered violently. He pulled the paper out. Inside was not a letter, but several folded sheets covered in cramped handwriting. The words were in his great-great-grandfather's hand, and they revealed a horror. Chapter 7. The truth. The letter was not addressed to any heir. It was a confession. Vishnu Sharma had written of forbidden rituals, of attempts to summon divine power through sacrifice. His obsession with immortality had led him down dark paths. The letter described how he had locked his daughter Kamala in a room, using her as a medium for his rituals. The writings on the walls had been hers pleas for help, but something had gone wrong. A force had been unleashed, one that could not be contained. Kamala had vanished, not escaped, but consumed. The final words of the letter chilled Rajesh to the bone. "Her spirit is bound. She will return for the heir who breaks this seal. If you read this, you are marked." At that moment, a gust of wind shattered the window. The lamp extinguished, and in the reflection of the glass, Rajesh saw a figure standing behind him, a young woman, her face pale, eyes hollow. Kamala. Chapter 8. The aftermath. The next morning, neighbors found Rajesh unconscious at his desk, the letter scattered before him. He never spoke of what he saw, but those close to him noticed changes. His hair began to gray prematurely. He often muttered in his sleep, calling a name, Kamala. Uncle Hari sealed the letter again, placing it back in the chest. He warned the family never to disturb it again. But whispers spread among the relatives. Some believed Rajesh had inherited a curse. Others claimed the family's misfortunes and illnesses, accidents were tied to the broken seal. As for the letter, it remains hidden, deep in the attic of the Sharma estate. Unopened once more. Epilogue. The unfinished story. In 2023, a group of historians studying colonial-era documents stumbled upon a mention of the Sharma scandal. They attempted to contact the family for access to the letter, but the Sharmas refused. To this day, the envelope rests in silence, its truth locked within, though some say it no longer matters. Because once opened, the past doesn't stay buried. It walks, and sometimes, it waits. And thank you for watching. If you're interested in supporting the channel directly, we'll have a link in the description below to our Patreon, where we have exclusive podcast episodes, blooper reels, and more.